What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. video. So if you are new to the channel, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe down below if you did enjoy the video. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was at this episode was really good. I really did enjoy this episode, just for the sheer fact that there was just so much action in this. And the highlight of this episode for me is easily when we saw Daisy and May drop down in that sort of weird crater drop thing, which I'm pretty sure we've seen before. It just landed and they completely kicked ass, and seeing Daisy do her thing as Quake really is something which I do enjoy a lot when it happens. I'm expecting to see that a lot more in the finale, as we see or next week possibly, with the big alien invasion that has happened or is on its way. So we did have an interesting subplot this episode, and we did have General Talbot as he went on his kind of Winter Soldier-esque mission when he was kind of triggered by talking to his wife. And he went on to actually go forth and try and take Robin. For what gain? I'm not too sure. I couldn't really... All I can assume is that Hale wants Robin to do certain things and kind of use her abilities, I guess. But Robin has already seen this, and one of the problems is you can't really get the drop on someone who is a Farseer, who is a seer and has seen everything that you actually want to do. So she knows exactly what's going to happen, albeit it does change every so often. So we're probably going to see, I think, before the final battle, we'll see Robin actually write down or draw what will happen later on. But one of the big things here was Ruby. Now Ruby, she's all her life she's meant to be the Destroyer of Worlds, but as we know, the Destroyer of Worlds is a title which we don't want anyone to have, considering the fact that, well, if you are the Destroyer of Worlds, you are the one who's actually, destroyed Earth, with Earth being a world and all that. So it's really awesome to see what is happening, how this kind of future, this dystopian future that we saw early on in the season, how it's actually coming to pass. So Ruby, and she finally got a hold of the Gravitonium, got in the kind of weird sort of Vita chamber, but she only got 8%. So the interesting thing here is that Gravitonium, it seems to absorb minds, so it's become sort of sentient-esque. I wouldn't say that it's got a mind of its own just yet, because I think it just absorbs the memories of people. It just has the memories. So Ian and of course the other Franklin Hall as well. So they do have those memories within that sort of element. So that element has been taken and been used for nefarious gain now in the Vita chambers. So it's not looking good at all if anyone wants to use that again, because as we saw with Crusher Creel, it's turned him insane, and it turned Robin insane as well, which part of me is thinking that we might see Crusher Creel possibly turn into Graviton in some way, or maybe not Crusher Creel, the Absorbing Man. Maybe later on we will actually see someone go through this task, and the mind of the kind of like the two characters who are inside the Gravitonium, we'll see them actually absorb into one and actually turn into Graviton. As we saw the Graviton powers when Ruby came out of the Vita chamber, it was really cool that we did actually see her float and kind of use the Graviton powers that from the comics and also the animated series as well. So seeing that was pretty neat, and I really did like how that worked, how they moved forward with that. And I expect that Ruby maybe was the proto version of Graviton, and perhaps maybe Daisy will go in and get those full powers, or like I said, we will see someone actually be turned into the Graviton and have that mind and those memories within themselves. But it seems like maybe Yo-Yo has actually stopped the end of the world, because as we know, the Destroyer of Worlds was the one who actually destroyed Earth. So maybe in another loop, we actually saw Daisy get into the machine, forced by Hale, or possibly actually to stop Ruby from doing it herself. And that was what then led to the world being destroyed. However, there was still an alien invasion. So if you remember in previous episodes, when we saw a flash of just after the event, the cataclysmic event, the whole thing was, the alien invasion was coming, and Yo-Yo went to fight it. So the Confederacy are coming, or they're warned of a threat coming towards Earth. So I think that what's going to happen here is we will actually see that the Earth has been saved. The Earth, in my opinion, so far has been saved, as far as to say that the Earth won't be blown up and shattered into a million pieces, but we've still got an alien threat coming, which weirdly, this alien invasion is the same week as the Avengers Infinity War movie release. So I will be doing an Avengers Infinity War review as well, straight after I see it on Wednesday night, and then I'll be doing an Easter eggs during that day as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see that. And I guess this is how it spiritually ties in. As last season we spiritually tied into Doctor Strange with the kind of the Darkhold and the magic and things like that. We're tying it in here with an Avengers sort of a real invasion. And I don't know if we'll get a tie-in. We probably won't even get a tie-in. I really doubt that a tie-in will happen next week. It would be really nice, especially the week of the release of Infinity War, and you can really kind of capitalize on all of the ratings that way. But I don't know. I don't think that would really happen. But the alien invasion is coming nonetheless. And Hale has actually tricked or kind of revealed that the Gravitonium is there. It is with S.H.I.E.L.D. They now have it, and Hale doesn't care. She's going to go full Nero mode and want to destroy everyone for Ruby being killed. Which, what the hell did you expect? Now, Yo-Yo went a step too far, but they need to break the loop. They need to do things which they wouldn't have done. They wouldn't have ever. Yo-Yo would never have killed Ruby like that, but she did. And maybe she's broken the loop somewhat here, and hopefully they will survive and break the loop to save everything. But time will only tell, and we will only find out from Robin if the loop has actually been broken. Now, obviously, one thing with Robin is the fact that she reminds me of the Inhuman Ulysses. She is. I kind of think that maybe they should have actually had the Inhuman Ulysses on here. Ulysses was involved in Civil War II. He was able to predict the future, predict anything that happens, any sort of big events or anything like that. But they didn't. I thought that would have been pretty cool. Although it was only in the last year and a half that character was introduced. So there is that. But moving forward, we've got the lockdown next week. The whole of the lighthouse is under siege from these aliens. I have to say, this alien invasion isn't too much if they're just attacking the lighthouse, and it's not a major, huge thing with the Avengers or anything like that. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, and you have to suspend your belief here and just take S.H.I.E.L.D. on its own thing and not just forget that whole movie, the big movie, is happening the same week. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like. Please do subscribe. See you soon. Goodbye.